Today's seasonal meditation talk is a quote from Nelson Mandela. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. It took some waiting, patience, and last-minute preparation to put this together, due to considering the times we're in. What times are those, you may ask? Obviously, times of obvious change. Obviously. There'll be no special, perplexing Zen maxim today. And none of the statistics I'm about to recount are meant to be predictive or cause undue anxiety. Only edification. The annals of history apprise us that about 1,265 years ago, late in the year of 755, the Anlu Shan Rebellion, or Yan Dynasty, of northern China began. In less than 9 years it collapsed, and 13 to 36 million people had died from the ravages of war, famine, and disease. Zen culture and meditation practice took some abrupt turns during this period and immediately afterwards. Listen to this. The images are jarring. People wearing protective masks, closed signs on shops in lockdown cities, and public service messages pleading, "Help stop this." It might appear like today, but those are scenes from 1918, when as many as 50 million people worldwide died of a strain of influenza. That stated from a recently published article. And more particularly, the Spanish flu pandemic, as it became known, is recorded as having killed 675,000 Americans and took 3 years to run its course. What was learned? Physical distancing, isolation, face coverings, and contact tracing worked to slow viral transmission then, and they do now. If we slow down, it slows down. If we speed up, it speeds up. There's no need to accelerate a return to an imagined time of before a normal. By rushing to find the new normal, we do so at the risk of playing COVID ping pong for some time to come and slow its demise. People are experiencing web conferencing or Zoom fatigue and COVID fatigue. Now, on top of that, social unrest has grown around the virus of discriminatory policing and racial injustice, emerging in mass demonstrations and exasperating opportunism. Certainly, with all factors in the mix, we're making some hairpin turns. People, we need to breathe. We need to catch our breath, or it will be denied. George Floyd, you gave us your breath. You were forced to visibly share your very last human breath with humanity. May you and any kin in such heedless manner of death be brought to dignity. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. One source I read revealed that one of the first times the phrase "the new normal" appeared in print was in 1918, just after the end of World War I. And with every cataclysmic event since, there have been predictions about how life will change. What are we to do? What am I to do? Today, we do Zazen. Meditate. Meditation is not sleep, nor being passive in the way that some ideologues and social media posts insinuate that continue enable societal problems. If through meditation one can empty and dismiss oneself of prejudice, hard-held attachments, and enter into a clearer light of understanding, then in a purely utilitarian sense, it has been productive. If any diversity lies at the core of this recent activism, it also then bespeaks of that. We can act in unity, yet not have to move, behave, and respond in the same fashion. Each of us has to find our own way. Please remember, you don't have to have or know a reason to meditate. Sure, meditate on what your feelings and reasons might be, but you don't have to go on the defensive or make an excuse to meditate to anyone. Stay sensitive. Listen from the heart. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite. Nelson, when I ponder upon it, the opposite of hate could be kindness, and the opposite of love, apathy. This talk could be 10 times longer, however, we'll return to conclude our afternoon of meditating soon. Did you expect or want more? Not from me, but more surprising news? If you let go of expectation, can you still be surprised? This isn't over. Surprise is part of the kernel of Satori, a word for imbibing enlightenment in Zen. Surprise in that we're startled or even shocked to find something new, suddenly having a lasting insight. Or we gradually become aware through lots of labor and zazen that something has always been there but may have seemed invisible to us. If you are unsurprisable, maybe you have attained a certain equanimity. Yet not living in pure isolation, but relation to one another, we can learn from one another and be surprised. How valuable this golden moment. Nothing is ever over. May you, may we be emancipated. The full Mandela quote goes as such. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin, or his background, or his religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. For love comes more naturally to the human heart than its opposite.